I had the original Oculus Rift, the fucking puke machine. You put that thing on, I gave it to my friend. He went and vomited in my driveway, and people were making fun of it. They were saying, this isn't going to catch on. It's too big. It's unwieldy. The graphics suck. And then look at where it's at now. And that's going to keep, that trajectory is going to keep improving. So, yeah, I think that we are dealing with what you're talking about, which is novelty met with more problems, met with novelty.
Yeah, I wonder why VR is not more popular. I wonder what is going to be the magic thing that really um, convinces a large fraction of the world to move into the virtual world. I suppose we're already there in the 2D screen of Twitter and social media and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, and even video games. There's a lot of people that get a big sense of community from video games, but like it doesn't feel like you're living there.
Right.
Like, it's like, bye, mom. I'm going. I'm going to this other world.
Yeah.
Or like you leave your girlfriend to go get your digital girlfriend.
That's going to be a problem.
There's less jealousy in the digital world. Maybe there should be a lot of jealousy in the digital world, because that's jealousy. Is a little jealousy is probably good for relationships,
Yeah.
even in the digital world.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to simulate all of that kind of stuff. But I wonder what the magic thing that says I want to spend most of my days inside the virtual world.
Well, clearly it's going to be something we don't have yet. I mean, strapping that damn thing on your face still feels weird. It's heavy. If you're depending on what gear you're using, sometimes light can leak in. There's just you got to recharge it. It's hyper limited, and then so yeah, it's gonna have to be something that like simulates taste, smell.
You think taste and smell are important? Touch?
I do. Yeah,
You can't just do. In World War II, you would write letters. You could still. Don't you think you can convey love with just words?
For sure. But I think for what you're talking about to happen, it has to be fully immersive. So that it's not that you feel like you're walking because it looks like you're walking, but that your brain is sending signals telling your body that you're walking, that you feel the wind blowing in your face, not because of some, I don't know, fan or something that it's connected to, but because somehow it's figured out how to hack into the human brain and send those signals minus some external thing. Once that happens, I'd say we're going to see a complete radical shift in everything.
See, I disagree with you. I don't know if you've seen the movie Her.
Yeah.
I think you can go to another world in where a digital being lives in the darkness, and all you hear is Scarlett Johansson voice talking to you, and she lives there, or he lives there, your friend, your loved one, and all you have is voice and words. And I think that could be sufficient to pull you into that world where you look forward to that moment all day.
Yeah.
You never want to leave that darkness, just closing your eyes and listening to the voice. I think those basic mediums of communication is still enough. Like language is really, really powerful. And I think the realism of touch and smell and all that kind of stuff is not nearly as powerful as language. That's what makes humans really special, is our ability to communicate with each other. That's the sense of like deep connection we get is through communication. Now that communication could involve touch, like, hugging feels damn good. You see a good friend, you hug. That's one of the big things during COVID with Rogan. When you see him, there's a giant hug coming your way, and that makes you feel like, this feels great. But I think that can be just with language.
I think for a lot of people that's true, but we're talking like massive adoption of a technology by the world.
Yeah.
And if language was just enough, we wouldn't be selling TVs. People be reading. Yeah. They want to watch. They want to see.
Yeah.
So, but I agree with you, man. When you're getting absorbed into a book, and especially if I think a lot of us went through a weird dark ages when it came to reading. Yeah. Like when I was a kid and there wasn't the option for these hypno rectangles. That's just what you did. There wasn't even anything special about it.
What's a hypno rectangle?
Your phone. It was like you didn't when that gravity well.
Gravity well.
It is. It's
Attention gravity well,
that
yeah.
that when we weren't feeling the pull of these things all the time, you would just read, and
Yeah.
you weren't patting yourself on the back about reading. You just that's what you had. You had that, and you had, like, 8 channels on the TV and a shitty VCR. So, then a lot of people stop reading because of these things, or they think they're reading because they are technically reading, but, when you return to reading after a pause, whoa, and you realize how powerful this simulator is when it's given the right code of
Yeah.
language. Whoa, holy shit, it's incredible. I mean, it's like, again, it's the most embarrassing kind of like, whoa, wow, what do you know? Books are really good.
Yeah.
But still, if you've been away from it for a while and you revisit it, I know what you're saying. I just think probably it's not going to go in that direction, even though you are right. Ultimately, I think you're right.
Yeah, because our brain is the imagination engine we have is able to fill in the gaps better than a lot of graphics engines could.
Right.
And so if there's a way to incentivize humans to become addicted to the use of imagination, it's like, that's the downside of things like porn that remove the need for imagination for people. And in that same way, video games that are becoming ultra realistic, you don't have to imagine anything. And I feel like the imagination is a really powerful tool that needs to be leveraged, because to simulate reality sufficiently realistically that we would be perfectly fooled, I think technically it's very hard. And so I
Oh,
think we need to somehow leverage imagination.